Morning, my friends. Welcome to the live stream at Ashes to Rubies here, where we wear purple and I don't even know what color that is. Is that rose gold?
This is rose.
Dusty
rose, I guess.
Dusty rose.
I just don't know. I think maybe we can sit beside each other wearing purple.
I don't typically wear purple, but today
rose.
I was like, it's going to be a purple day. Yes.
Yeah. So we look colorful. That's okay.
I think that's okay. And
we're both heathered.
Vicky, just so you know, has a color that doesn't really exist. It's not a real color, but it's is it a shade? It's this color in generalization. Somehow. It's kind of like pink and gold and gray. It's like a bunch of colors.
Dusty rose. There's no gold. I don't know where
Where's
you're getting
your phone
that from.
case?
It's
your favorite color. It's beautiful.
It's not my favorite color. It's somehow
you have everything in that color.
I own a gazillion things in this color, and I've never had a favorite color.
From your phone
before.
to the phone case to the
someone gave me a journal,
your laptop,
my wallet,
everything.
Everybody just keeps giving me the same color.
Yeah. So maybe that color was forced upon you. Maybe you dislike it.
I bought the first couple things. And then they just kept coming.
Kept coming from there.
Someone gave me a water bottle.
What's your favorite color? Water bottle. What was I going to ask you today? I didn't have anything to ask you.
So thus far, this has been a pointless conversation.
Of coloring. I just want to ask other people what your favorite Christmas movie is, because I've already watched our favorite Christmas movie,
Elf,
and I don't know if you're supposed to say.
Of course.
But me and Jordan laughed at the appropriate spots.
And the inappropriate spots.
And the inappropriate spots that you're supposed to laugh at still. Like, I was like...
every time.
It's funny, even, like, after the 50... What are you doing?
I'm having a hair emergency.
What's that? What are you doing?
Just keep talking.
I can't. It's too hard.
Just keep.
Elf is, I think, the greatest Christmas movie ever written.
It is.
There are so many funny parts.
It is.
You're very distracted.
I know.
Right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Like,
it's an emergency.
You do not have to be doing this right now.
I have.
You're actually looking.
I don't have a choice now. Keep talking.
I don't.
It's an emergency.
That was stressful.
It's not over.
It's not over. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Because I have a week off next week and I want to stop touching your head.
You're going to watch Christmas movies after Christmas? I don't know if we've ever done that.
Well, I don't think there's New Year's movies. That's
why you need to take time off work before Christmas so that you can watch some Christmas movies.
Stop using the screen as a mirror. Okay. Say hi to people in the camera. Stop looking. Hi, Megan. All right.
It's not over.
We want some Christmas movies to be able to watch.
I really appreciate that in your current
distraction.
No. That you've let me listen to Christmas music a little more often than ever before.
I think I was very mature about my Christmas musicking, and the Sunday. Actually, I wasn't. It came to my Rudolph. It came to my attention that in church I mentioned Christmas carols twice in a negative connotation.
I'm gonna say 3 times.
Okay, maybe So there was 3 times where in the church service I had mentioned that
complained
a little bit.
Commented.
I think it was done in good taste, but I realize now that there are places to improve in my character. So those are just learning moments.
Those are learning moments.
Yeah. Criticism can be turned into a learning moment. Yeah. So I feel like last service.
Thank you for receiving.
Last Sunday, we did 5 out of 5 songs.
Exclusively Christmas carols.
It felt like a Christmas recital.
It was a Christmas service.
It was amazing.
You're having such a good attitude right now.
I can't wait till this.
Lying.
I can't wait till this podcast is over so I can get back into Christmas caroling.
I thought so. I've got actually a new playlist that I was going to put on today.
So I can't wait. I can't wait. And then we can do some Christmas baking. Maybe some gingerbread cookies.
Are you being serious right now?
No, I was trying to throw a curveball because you don't ever do that. And I was trying to stress you out, but it didn't work. You came alive. Okay, we're not going to do that.
We could.
I have other things to do. Here is something that I've been meditating on, and maybe you'll find this useful. And in our recovery circles, we talk about being a service. And I was thinking in my meditation this week was being a service. So like when we went to, a service, a church service, or you could look at a AA meeting as a service, like I'm going to a service. Do I do that for God? Am I a service? Am I singing songs? Am I, doing like positive,
your own little mini service?
Yeah, like
for God.
Am I a service to God? Yeah. Anyway, I was just meditating on that.
You're adorable.
I thought like, or am I just like a rain cloud, a needy little child, always asking for something to be different and better? Because that's my go-to. My go-to, I don't know if it's a male thing.
Do you think
my go-to is things can always be better?
Don't I know it?
Like I woke up yesterday and I was like, my new bed. I'm like, I think the new bed could be better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I suck you into it because then you're like, yeah, the frame is too high. You got it too high. It's wobbly. And then we start our day off and like.
Do you know what my go-to is though?
John can make things better.
No. I feel like
What's your go-to?
Will just take things how they are and not.
Your go-to is the insecurity of I deserve this crappy bed. Because I picked it and there's no hope that I just have to deal with it for the rest of my life. And it's probably going to kill me. And it's going to hurt my shoulders. And it's going to be wobbly. And at some point it'll throw me off the bed. And I'll probably be dead. But I'm going to succumb to the... But it's not true.
There's a happy medium.
It's not
somewhere
true.
in between.
Christmas vacation.
What would be the happy medium somewhere in between?
The where I need to go with that is to direct my thinking to how I'm helping other people. So I've changed. I don't go like, who can I help? It's like I'm already helping people. So then I start to think about where in the help am I? Like,
are you still talking about the crappy bed?
Yeah, it's switching my mind because my crappy bed doesn't need to be switched. So if it does, like if it truly does, then I should make a note and go switch it. But stop thinking. But
you already went up to the.
Yeah, I know.
Store.
I already did that. I watched a super inappropriate Christmas. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but it was hilarious. But it was horrible.
I don't
remember the name of it, but
I obviously wasn't with you.
There was intoxication in it that was beyond.
Is this a confession and repentance? Or what's happening right now? Are you recommending it?
No, I don't want to recommend it.
Oh, so you're confessing and repenting?
Yeah, sometimes I laugh at inappropriate things.
What happens to your mind when you watch movies like that?
Typically forget them, except right now I'm recalling. But my mind is full of Elf. Hugging is my favorite. Sometimes in an elevator, I just want to say to the person that I have no clue, is like, hugging's my favorite, and I want to see like if I can hug them.
All right, let's read.
Here we go. December the 21st. I heard at a meeting. I brought my problems to the meeting, only to learn that I was expected to solve them myself. The 12-step group, would provide the light to make it possible. This was sharply brought home to me at my second meeting. I told my horror story and ended my recital with a despairing, "What shall I do?" One member spoke up. "Do the dishes, take a walk, read a book, start somewhere to unhook your mind from confusions. But don't do anything about your problems until you can see them more clearly. You'll change your way of thinking about them and the solutions will come." This, to me, is the 12-step program in a nutshell. It kept me so busy that I had no time to wallow in misery any longer. Yeah. Today's reminder: I will not try to make important decisions until I have freed my mind from resentment, self-pity, and hopelessness. Then I will be ready. Quote of the day: with the serenity I find in the 12-step program, many of my difficulties solve themselves without my help. It is so true. To me, that is the freedom that we're talking about of like when I wake up and I'm full of self-pity, resentment, hopelessness. And it's so simple. Like, this is my bed. It's not good enough. It could be better. And it's like, is that a problem that I need to solve? No, it's not. But the problem's in my mind. So then how do I solve my mind? Do the dishes. do my morning meditation. Do my little workout. Do my getting prepared for the day. Do my meditation and prayer. Do my, like my Bible reading. All those things would actually change exactly my real problem and refocus. So I think the freedom is in my mind and being released of self-pity, insecurity, resentment, and fear.
It's very difficult to make sound decisions when you're full of fear and resentment and anger, and
you're just being driven. You're not
swirling.
Being guided. You're being driven by the slave master of fear.
Yeah.
And so in the Christian circles, I found the weirdest thing that I found is everybody wants an answer. So I'm going to share.
You don't find that's like that in the meeting?
No. In 12-step meetings, I don't see that very rarely, if ever. Like, everybody just sits there and it's like.
We find that in Al-Anon.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
So like in the Christian
Al-Anon,
circles, they're upset that you're not helping me. Like, I just need some feedback. I need some advice. And then you say, okay, well, maybe if somebody has any input, they can meet you later in a very...
But in Al-Anon, so Al-Anon being the family group of alcoholics, people come and they want to know how to fix their husband because they've tried really hard to fix their husband for a really long time, or their kid, or their wife, or whoever. And so when they come to a meeting, they think like, you need to tell me what you do.
Then the alcoholic and drug addict just know that there is no human help possible. Like,
maybe.
Like all human help has failed. But then the family of is still trying to find a way to make this all work.
And I had an interesting conversation with someone just the other day, someone who has been asking me questions about like, well, I don't know what do we do, not do, please tell me if you see things, da, 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 da. And I kind of like put them off a little bit of like, because they're coming to meetings and our noon Wednesday meeting, which will happen again tomorrow, and had a conversation. And then they said, hey, I had some realizations. And I was like, oh, great. I'd love to talk. Like, I'd love to hear what you're realizing. And then when I heard, when they told me like, oh, we were doing this, now we're thinking this, we had this realization. And I was like, that is very inspired. Like, that's
because
you got the answers. And the thing about you getting your own answer is actually you can follow up on it then.
And you can blame.
If I give you an answer,
blame yourself for it.
Maybe you're going to do it. Maybe you're not. You might not.
But if it does work, then they're coming back to you. And if it doesn't work, they leave you out of their life. And it's like, oh, they gave me bad advice.
Right. So I thought it was really exciting actually to hear, this family who's been in turmoil think, hey, we need to do something different. And this is the inspiration that we got about doing something different. And it's not necessarily the advice that I would have given, but I'm able to say like, oh yeah, I had that realization at one point during our recovery too. I totally understand that.
So what the reading is saying about the meeting, it's the program is going to point you to God every time. And God will sort out all of your problems. He's a God that cares. And step 3, we say we turn our will and our life to the care. So we have a caring Father that's going to care for all of our problems. I think people get offended when we say that all of our problems of our own making. They're all within us, in our minds, in our hearts. And the beautiful thing is that the kingdom of God actually comes into our hearts and starts to transform our minds through the relationship that we have, that the 12 steps lead us into. And that's a relationship with God that will solve all of our problems. And so that to me is the freedom of our mind, when my mind is clear of self-pity, insecurity, resentment, and fear. And that's the promise of recovery. I heard a guy, do we have time? I heard one of the gurus teaching about advice giving. And when you're walking down a path and your guy wants to go that way, you don't stop him. and you don't tell him that there's a 300-pound gorilla down there, and or you do, and then he comes back and he gets beat up, and you're walking down the path, and see, I told you, and he wants to go down the next path, and you say there's a 800-pound gorilla down there, and it beat the crap out of me, and it'll do the same to you, and he comes back and he's all beat up, and see, I told you. And the next path he wants to go down, and you go, oh, there's a 20,000-pound gorilla down there. But he gets down there. There's a little orangutan that gives him a hug. And you never have the trust of that guy again, because you were playing God the whole time, and now you're wrong. Mm-hmm. And it didn't, your experience wasn't his experience. And I think so many times we rob people of their experience. Don't rob people of their experience. Let them get beat up by a gorilla, whether it's there or not. Like, we don't have to tell everybody what's behind every curtain. Like, let them go and have their own journey. All right.
Nice to have you all here.
Nice to see you, Tanya.
Good
and
morning.
Megan, Darlene. Oh, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior. And we'll catch up to you.